Hello guys, here it's Emmanuel from DiceTuga, and today we are going to do a quick overview on how to play Moesteiro from Rola and Costa and published by Pythagoras. And this is the final video of the 3 videos that I made. First the unboxing, the setup, and now the how to play. This video of how to play, it's going to be a bit different from typical autoplays. I'm not going into detail in all the rules. I'm just going to tell you an overview of the rules so that you understand how the game flows, hopefully. And this is more like for you to see, do you want to buy the game or not? So, without further ado, let's just jump right in. In Moesteiro, all the players will be architects in charge of teams of workers and masters, artisans, and they will compete for the glory of becoming the most important architect of that time. And what we are going to be building is the monastery of Santa Maria da Vitória. This is a Portuguese monastery, and this is basically the goal of the game. What we see here, and it's important to know, is that this track here is the victory point track. Once we get to 50 points, we'll have the possibility to go back and restart from 50 from there. We have the labor track, okay, so this is the labor track. Food track, we have here the bread icon, so this is the food track, and the construction track. So these are 4 tracks, and those names are relatively important for when you are going to be explaining the rules. We also have here a round marker, this guy here, and every start of the round we will get bonuses. Everybody will get it, and so it just you will get more dice or less dice, and it will change a little bit the dynamic of the game. Before I forget, let me just place this. I'll explain them afterwards. You will be able to score victory points in different ways, but first I want to talk about the different areas of the game and what actions you can do on those. So first we have the forest or the agricultural fields. We have the village, the quarry. This is the construction area, let's say, where you lift the goods in order to be able to build the monastery. And here we have the section of the stained glass. How are you going to be able to score points? You will be able to score points whenever you occupy a place with this icon. So this is 5 victory points, 6 victory points. You will also be able to score points when you are able to deliver the exact goods that are on these tiles, and these tiles will be turned around and placed here. If you are not able to deliver those goods, they will be anyway placed on the board, and you will be able to score 3 points per resource that you are able to place on those tiles. In the end of the game, there will be other areas that we'll be looking, namely the labor track. As you can see here, you have also the icons for the victory points. If a player is after, for example, the number 9 here, he will be able to score at the end game 9 points. Also, another way of scoring, and this is one that is actually very important, is by having groups of different tiles on your player area. So if you have 5 different tiles plus 5 different tiles plus 5 different tiles, you'll be able to score 75 points. It's really hard to get because you don't know which tiles are coming, and there will be dice pushing you from left to right, and you might not be able to get the tiles that you want, but collecting tiles is very important in order to be able to score big at the end of the game. Alright, so right now I'm going to roll these 3 dices. This is a game that is set up for 2 players, so we need 3 dices. I'm just going to roll them and place them where they should be. Oops, this was a 4. So I'll place this one here, and these 2 go here. And the way you place the dice is that each player will roll their dice. In the beginning, you have 2 workers and one master. So the workers are these smaller dices and the masters are the big dice. So each player will be rolling those dices, and further in the game we will be able to get more workers, to switch a worker by a master, and to remove one of the workers. So you will get more dice along the way. In the beginning we will be rolling. And how are you going to place the dice? So some people get very confused with this, you know. I play this game in a group, and someone, not going to name anybody, was very confused with this mechanic. So I'm going to explain it in a way that I hope you guys understand. As you can see here, we have two workers. One is 2 and the other one is 4. And right here, I have a yellow die that is number 3. Maybe you guys are not able to see, but yeah, it's a number 3. If I want to place the die in this area, since I have a 2 and a 4, I'll just move the 4 to the right and place the 3 in the middle. Why? Because the 3 has a smaller number of pips than the 4. And so that's why, and it's bigger than 2, so that's why you will place it in the middle. But right here, I have a big die, a master. And this master is also number 3. But the masters have advantage over the workers. So in this case, I'm not going to be in front of number 2 because the number is below number 3. But I'm going to push these guys to the right and place the number 3 master in front of number 3 worker. For example, if I would have, let's manipulate a little bit the dice here. I have a 3 and I have a 3. Oops, yeah. 2 red dice with 3 on them. I have a master that is also number 3. So what I will do here is that I will not place this master in the 3rd position, because since it's a master, it has priority over the 2 workers, and I'll be placing it like that. So that's how it works. It was not super complicated, was it? Yeah, I also thought so. So this is the way you can place the dice to make an action. And the icons you see here is the amount that you'll have to pay, and this amount is the pips that you have on your die. For example, if I have a number 3, and if I'm able to place it here, I can get 3 woods and spend all my pips. But if I want to increase my position in the food track, I can spend 2 of these pips to increase the position, and I can spend 1 of those pips to get the wood. And so that's how it works in the forest. So the more to the right you go, the more expensive it will be to get wood, because here you will have to spend 2 pips. In the village, you'll be working to be able to build houses. And in order to build a house, you have a price to pay. In this case, you need to spend 2 pips, 2 woods and a stone. So not only you need to spend the amount of pips that you need on your dice, but you'll have to spend also those 2 resources. Once you spend those resources and the pips of your die, for example, I would have a number 3, I could just pick up the tile and place it anywhere I want. So in this case, I would go for victory points. I would place it here. It would get me 5 victory points. Then we have the quarry. And the quarry is where we will get stone, lintels and columns. The stone is unlimited. You can get as much stone as you want, as long as you can pay for it. Lintels and columns, they will be decided by the master dice. So you'll have to sum both values. In this case it's 5, and divide by 2, it will be 2. So you round down for 4. 4 divided by 2, it will be 2. So you can only purchase 2 lintels in this round. And for the columns, you'll have to divide by 3, which also is not a lot, and you'll have to deal with that during this round. Further rounds, the market gets reset, and you'll get probably more lintels and more columns for you to buy. Then we get to the construction area. So here, when you place a die, in this case I'm going to place a master 2, I can push this one to the right and put myself in the first position. Once we are going to execute the action, we are going to collect this tile, and the +1 means that we can go one level up in the construction track. I will tell you why this is important, the construction track. The more you go to the right, the more steps you can go further on the construction track, which can be very interesting. And then we have finally the stained glass that allows you basically to buy different tiles. So instead of, these are two types of tiles that you will not be able to get here. And so in order for you to be able to do those groups of 5 for the end game scoring, you might want to come and visit here once or twice to get some of those tiles as well. The number of pips that you see, it's the number that you need to pay for the tile. And finally we get to the construction of the monastery. So each player decides if he wants to tackle one of these tiles, one per player. So the first player that goes first will decide if he wants, which one he wants to construct. If you have the goods to properly construct, so you would deliver a stone, a column and a lintel, that's not enough. You need to be on at least level 2 in the construction track, like we are here. If you are below or on 0, you will not be able to construct anything because you need a construction level of 2. And you will find other tiles that require a higher construction level, like you have here with the -3. If you are not able to fulfill those contracts or these requirements, you can always place any resource that you have and fulfill part of it. You'll always collect 3 victory points. So if you are not able to fulfill, don't lose all hope. Just collect those 3 victory points. And finally, we are going to look at the number that is in front of the tile. In this case is number 14, and we'll be placing it on the location of 14. And that's how you will be able to visualize how close to the end game you are. That and the round track. Okay, so I think pretty much the rules, not in detail like I said, are explained. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to simulate a game and with 2 players, and we will start with 2 workers for each player and 1 master. The players will roll both the dice. So let's put this aside. So we will roll the dice. All right. And the red player has 2 6 and 1 3, and the yellow player has a 3 4 and 1 master. Now what we do is that we're going to take both masters and we are going to sum their values. So in this case I have a 3 and a 1, makes 4. This is going to define how much lintels, not lentils, lintels, we can purchase this during this turn. So we are going to divide 4 by 2, which makes 2. So I'm going to have 2 lintels able to purchase. And then 4 divided by 3, it's not going to work, so we'll only have 1 column. And that's it. So the market is ready for us. Now we have to choose, each player will have to choose a king. And in order to define who is the first player to choose the king, we go from left to right in the labor track, from bottom to top. So in this case, on the bottom is the yellow player. When the yellow player can go first, he will just go and select Dom João II, which will give him a bonus of get 1 lintel or get 1 column or a lintel. So yellow player is going with Dom João II, and I'm going to choose a column since there is here some requirements for columns, and there is not a lot of columns this round. So yellow player is getting 1 column. Now the red player is going to choose as well he will want to be the first to construct. So here with Dom Manuel Primeiro, Dom Manuel first, you can, the icon below means that you can be the first one to construct on the construction track. So the red player is going to select Dom Manuel Primeiro. So after that, we put the tiles on the village, which is already done. So first player is going to be the one that has the initiative the lowest. So in this case, it's going to be the yellow player because it's number 4. So yellow player is going to decide to do what? I have already a column. This one gives me the most points, 14. So I have a master and I have a worker to get me wood. I could go with the 3 here, push this one to the side, and that will allow me to get 3 woods. Alright, so now it's time for red player. Red player, do I want to mess up with the plans of yellow player? I see what he's doing. But red players are 3 and 6s. 6s are good. I could spend 6 here, but I would be only earning 1 column. I think I go as well for woods. And since I have a 3, but mine is a master, I'll be pushing these ones to the left, to the right, this one to the right, and this one goes here. And now it will be more expensive to yellow to get wood. You will not be able to get 1 or 2 woods, but only 1 for now. Now it's back to the yellow player. And the yellow player is going to do what? If he wants to tackle there, he might want to come here to buy some lintels. With the 6, I might want to go here to maybe get some stone. Then we have here the yellow player that will definitely go here as well, because we want to start to collect some tiles from the beginning. And you know what? I think the red player is also going there. So that's it. All the dices were placed. I forgot, sorry, to put this on position number 1. So each player gets a stone. Forgot to do that. And gets a wood as well. So actually, yellow player could already deliver here some things, but not complete the contract. And here we have the red player that also is even more limited. So now what we do is that we go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we go from the first die to the left, from the left to the right, and we do the action. So green die, they don't matter because they are from the third player. Red player, I now can decide if I want to buy 3 woods, or if I want to get only 1 wood, since I already have 1 here, and increase my position in the food track. And I think I go for the wood, because I don't see myself being able to deliver any contract right now. Now, yellow player, he has 3, so he can spend 2 to get a wood. That's what he's going to get. But now I cannot buy anything else. So I have 1 pib left. What can I do with it? Well, there's a very interesting thing that allows you to convert any unused pip, 1 or more, into a step forward in the labor track. So right now I spent 2 to get 1 wood. I have 1 left, so I can increase 1 step in the labor track. So that allows you to increase or decrease on the labor track. So it's not totally lost. A green player doesn't do anything. On the village, nobody plays any dice, so nothing is going to happen. Here, the yellow player wants lentils. He has 4, so he can spend the 4 pibs to get 2 of the lentils, and that's what I'm going to do. And I can get, with 6, I can get 1 stone, 1 column, which is what I'm going to get, plus 3 stones. right, then we come here. The first one, the yellow, collects one of the tiles, can increase one position in the labor track like it is described here, and collects the die. The green doesn't do anything, and the red collects this die. Actually, this tile gets off, and the red collects this tile and increases 2 positions on the construction track and goes back here. And that's it, because on number 5 nobody is on this position to get stained glass tiles. Alright, so now we can deliver goods to this, I call them contracts, but I don't know if they are contracts. And the first player that can do that, if they don't have the... Well, actually, yeah, since I have the red player as the tile of Dominó Primeiro, he can be the first to construct, but usually it's the one that is on the bottom in the labor track, on the construction track, that can go first. So in this case, it's red player that is going to construct. What can I do? What can I do? So I have stones, I have wood, but I don't have lintels. So that is very annoying. That is very annoying. But if I want to prevent the yellow player to get the 14 points, I can just say, okay, I'm going to deliver here. I get 3 points per resource that I drop. So in this case, I'm going to get 6 points. And this tile is gone. And number 5 goes here. This goes back to the resource pool. Then yellow can construct. In this case, what we constructed, and this is very important, had a cost of 2. Even though it was not, I didn't fulfill the contract, I need to spend those 2. So I go back 1, 2, down in the construction track. Yellow, what is that yellow is going to tackle? He has stone, he has column, he has lintels. He's very fortunate. So, in this on position number 3. So I can tackle this one. I'm going to spend 1 wood, 1 column, and 1 lintel for this one, and it will cost him -3, so he goes to this position. This goes to the resource pool. This goes to the map, and will give me 13 points. So, as you can see, that gives you a huge advance on the scoring track. And now we did everything, so we reset everything. We place back the kings for choice later. We reset here all the tiles, and we place new ones. There we go. And that's it. So I was actually moving this around, but actually you remove them from the game and new ones will come. So this one will come here, this one comes here, this one comes here, and this one comes here. And the same thing for these ones, they are also removed and new ones are placed. Same thing for the villages, we remove all of them and new ones are placed. This actually should be the other way around, but yeah, should turn them the other way around like this. Should not be visible. And that's it. So now we will move the track forward. This allows us, each player, to choose if they want to increment 1 position in the food track, labor track, or a construction track. They need to choose 2 of those tracks. So we can do this simultaneously. For the red player, I think I'm going to increase my labor track, my construction track, and my food track. And for the yellow player, I think it will go definitely on the construction and also on the food. That's it. Now we each roll the dice, but first the green one. All right, so he has 6, 3, and 1. I'll place here 6, 1, and 3. And now each player will roll their die. Again, 2 masters, 2 workers. All right, we get for the red 2 1s and 1 6, and for the yellow 1 2, 1 4, and 1 1. I'll place the dice maybe here so that you guys can see the results. Yeah. And yeah, we start again. We start by choosing now the king. So the first one to choose the king is the red player because he's the most on left in the labor track. So right now I really need lintels. So that's what I'm going to do. Before that, I'm sorry, we need to calculate here. So the market will be short this turn because we only have 2 masters with 1 each, so that makes 2, which means we will have only 1 lintel and 0 columns this turn to buy. So no columns there, so interesting. Then I think, of course, sorry, this needs to be also placed here, and this is placed here. New tiles need to come back. So I'll place this one here, here, and here. So, red player, which one am I going to choose? I think I'm going for Donjon Segundo, that allows me to choose a column or a lintel. And I'm going to definitely get a lintel, because I don't have any. And the yellow player is going to choose Donjon Terceiro, which allows him to go +2 here, 1, 2. So like that, he has some room to build. And that's it. We can start now placing the tiles. We look at the initiative, 4 and 5. So red player goes first. What am I going to do? I will go here, and you might see, but you only have 1 pip. Why are you going here if all of them cost more than 1 pip? Well, I'll show you how you can turn that around. So the yellow player, what is he going to do? I think the yellow player is going to try to get this one. So I'm going to risk and place here a 2. A red player is going to, do I need wood? Yes, I might need wood, so I'm going to place this one here. So it's a 4, so it needs to stay there. Yellow, do I need wood? Actually, I do not need wood, so maybe I should try to go and get other tiles, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Red player, what is he going to do? I think we are also going to get some tiles, but this one doesn't interest me, so I think I'll place it here. That's it. No, that's not it. We need to place this one as well, and this one goes to try to construct something. No, there's not a lot of resources. Yeah, we'll go here. All right, these 2 green, they are just filling up the spaces. I want to buy 1 wood, and the remaining 2 pips I will increase my position on the labor track. By doing that, now I can build houses not only in the first row but also in the second one. So this is very interesting. All right, so now I did that action, pick it up. Here we have a number 4. The yellow player is going to do the exact same thing. 1 wood and increase labor track, food track. Red player, now you say, but see, you only have 1 pip, how are you going to build a village? Well, here, what I can do, and of course the village that I'm going to choose is this one, which is the least expensive. I need wood and I need 2 pips, but I only have 1. But the game allows you to sacrifice your position in the labor track, and every time you go to the left, you increase 1 pip into your die. So actually, by doing this, I convert my die to 2, and I can now spend it to build this house, and spend 1 wood as well, and I can place this house wherever I want. I can place it here, I can place it here. It's tempting to increase immediately the construction track and get 3 victory points, because that will probably save me for the future rounds. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I increase the position +2 for the red player, and I get 3 victory points. And that's it. Yellow player is going to get the lintel. There you go. Yellow player is going to get +1 here and collect the tile. Green doesn't do anything, his tile is discarded. And the red player is going to pay to get one of these tiles, so in this case I'm going to pay for this one. Since I have remaining pips, I paid only for one, so I'm going to, I have 2 remaining, I can spend them to increase 1 position here in the labor track, and I'm back where I was. Alright, so since now we are done with the actions, we are back at the construction of the monastery. The first player to construct, since none of them have the Dom Manuel Primeiro bonus, it will be the yellow player, because he's the one that is more on the bottom. So the yellow player has 2 lintels, 2 woods and 1 stone. This is the one that has the most victory points, but he doesn't even have a column. And this one and this one are the other ones that can be interesting. They are pretty much the same price. This is the one that I can do. So he's going to spend a wood, a lintel and a stone. And this one will be done, -3, it goes here, and he gets 12 points, so 1, 2, 10, and it's placed already in the area here. And now red player, what can we do, red player? We have a lot of stones, we have a lintel, we could tackle this one. We have 2 woods and a column. We could tackle this one, and it's exactly what we are going to do. So we go here, we spend 2 woods and a column. We get this one, and that makes us with 12 points. So 1, 21. And -3 is already done, and we place it here. And now we advance to the next turn. So that was just an example of 2 rounds. I'm not going to play the game until the end, but I hope that this gave you an idea of how the game flows. This was a 2-player simulation with 4 players. It's actually more tight, so if you like a tighter game, I recommend to play it on a higher player count. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was enough for you to understand the flow and to understand how you can play the game. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. And that was it. This was Moesteiro from Rola and Costa and published by Pythagoras. Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Go check out my other social networks. I'm on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. See you guys until the next video.